All right, folks, welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. Got a big show for you today. Got Juanito coming on to explain further the developments of what's happening with this this coming arrest of Obama. I mean, we all need to prepare for this. And I've said this on my X many times, folks. Many people are excited about this. A lot of people, there's the camp of excited, can't wait, and then that's half the country. The other half of the country is they're going to be shocked, depressed, saddened. They're not going to know what the hell hit them. They're going to be confused. They're going to be pointing fingers at Trump, that this is a distraction to cover up for the Epstein list. Both narratives are out of control right now. The Epstein list is absolutely out of control. And I'm going to tell you this, Trump's still going to come out of this smelling like roses. So I've seen all over the social media, people just jumping on the bandwagon as he's hiding something. Not really understanding the chess game being played here, the multiple chess games that are being played here, and the chess moves that are being made. My concern in all of this is where the country is going to go. What's the price for hunting Obama? And that's what we're going to talk about today with Juan, waiting for him to come on. And if I look a little tired today, it's because I am. I was up a couple times last night. A lot of stuff's going on with my family. I have a lot of personal issues with my parents right now, and boy, folks, I'm having one nightmare after another, and it's been really hard on me, and I appreciate all the prayers out there. So I really appreciate everyone praying for me. It's been really tough. Folks, notifications button, hit the notifications button, and hit the like, subscribe. Help me help you, folks. Help me help you. Venmo, D-Rod 1977, D-Rod 1977. No matter what I'm going through, folks, I still try to make it every Monday and Wednesday and Friday morning to give you updated news on what's going on. I'm going to be talking to Juan today about a lot of things. The arrest that's coming. Who stuck to their guns? I did. I stuck to my gun through all of this and said, just wait. Russiagate's going to pop first. Was I right? Yeah, I was. I said Russiagate will pop first. Go look at all my past videos when everyone else was crying and nothing's going to happen. I'm saying, and how many times did I say Russiagate will pop first? Now, obviously, I use my discernment on the guests I bring on. Yes, Juan is the one that broke it first, but I'm telling you right now, I knew that he was right, and I felt it, and I've talked to a lot of other people, and that's it. It's here now, and I have George Papadopoulos coming on today on Nino's Corner.tv. So if you want to ask George Papadopoulos a question, get to Nino's Corner.tv or actually leave a question in here, put it on a super chat. I'll write it down and I'll ask George Papadopoulos. He is a big component to this Russiagate stuff. I'm bringing him on Nino's Corner.tv today. And folks, Nino's Corner.tv is half off. It's half off right now. So if you want to get over there, the yearlies and the monthlies are half off. So it's like $2. It's like $2. Starbucks is like what? $15? I don't know. $2 for a month or 20-something bucks for a whole year on Nino's Corner.tv, where you get valuable information, great podcasts, and intel. So that's great. When the lights go out on Amazon, please leave an honest review. And my mama's book, The Mexican Mix, on Amazon as well. Please leave an honest review on that as well. And get your Trim with Nino, folks. Trim with Nino. A recent study found nearly half of patients following popular weight loss trends quit within a year. Often used lower than prescribed doses and ultimately lost less weight than they were led to believe. This is why I use the secret amazing new product, and I'm obsessed with the results. It is designed to naturally support my body's own GLP-1 production and boost levels over 50% without drugs, prescriptions, or needles. It promotes safety and feelings of fullness, reduces cravings, reduces my hunger hormones, helps me lose fat instead of muscle, and supports healthy blood sugar levels. Summer is here. It's time to get that beach body ready. And you should have started a few months back. But hey, better late than never. Grab yourself a bottle of GLP-1 now to save up to 44% only at trimwithnino.com. Plus, you also get a free ebook titled The 3-Week Diet and 53 Fat-Burning Smoothies and Milkshakes. Once again, that's Trim with Nino, folks. I think I'm getting better at these commercials. I don't know what you all think, but I think I'm getting a little bit better at it. I'm going to set my ghetto timer right there. And we're still waiting for Juanito to get on, so let me call him. You know what I like? You know I like to do that. Make sure he's coming. So we're waiting on Juan to get on. And folks, X is Nino Boxer. X is Nino Boxer. PatriotWear.com right there. Telegram, Nino's Corner. I don't know what the deal is with Telegram. It's a weird platform, isn't it? I never really know what's going on with it, but Nino's Corner fluctuates on well, he sent me the voicemail. Hopefully he's coming on soon. Nino'sCorner.tv. George Papadopoulos coming on. I have Wano Saving up there right now. I got General Flynn coming on very soon. George Papadopoulos is going to be big, especially with all this stuff breaking on Russiagate. Holy crap, is this going to be a big interview? So put your questions. Yeah, put it in the super chat, and I'll ask him whatever the question is. He's a huge component to this Russiagate stuff. The Ghost is coming on. Colonel Towner Watkins is the general in the general's tent on the 24th. Also, Wano Saving the 30th is coming on. And Jerome Corsi's coming back on. And Lieutenant Douglas Deaton is up there right now in my in-person podcast. And like I said, folks, half off, baby. Yeah. All right, folks, you might want to turn it down or turn it up. I still do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yes, I do. I'm going to knock it out of the park right now. Here we go. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, baby. Yeah. The Obama arrest is here, or it's about to be here, but the time is now. The time is nigh. Here we go, folks. It's going to be very, very soon when the country's going to fucking fall apart. I'm just going to say that right now. And if you're watching on Facebook or on X, please get over to YouTube and help me out over there. It helps me help you. So YouTube, that's where I want everyone to be, please, and get into the super chats. The price in hunting Obama, folks. Cataclysmic events, civil unrest to come. What kind of distractions are going to happen? Are they going to pull the plug? What are they going to do now that it's out there? Folks, there's no going back now. This is now the point of no return. This is the point of no return. We are now in it. Trump can't go back on this. And this will go military. So, first off, I'd like to say, who said Russiagate would break first? This channel. When everyone else was lighting themselves on fire. And they still are. They still are. Lots of people pointing a finger at Trump Epstein stuff. Remember, this is the battle of narratives, the war of narratives. So, Juan just entered. We're waiting for him to come on just 1 second. But we all knew this was coming, right, folks? We all knew this was coming. Both sides will be pointing fingers. Both sides will claim distractions. And both sides will double down. And they're doubling down right now. As the airwaves and internet gets flooded with Trump Epstein connection allegations, Obama is now in Trump's sights. He's now in Trump's sights. And Trump does not miss, folks. Look at this. Let's all remember this one. All roads lead to Obama. Read truth if you want public, military, you know what. It has now begun. And hunting Obama will come with a heavy price, folks. This is going to come with a major, major price. Believe me. Leo Zagami came on my show and said, this will not happen. This cannot happen. I don't know if that's his accent. I forgot how it is. But he said this won't happen. It can't happen. He didn't believe that this is even possible. I said, I don't know. I think it's coming. And he disagreed with me. He said, no way in hell is Trump going to go after Obama. No way. It'll cause civil war. Civil war and civil unrest. So, with that being said, what will happen? You better believe when people don't understand things and there's a lot of confusion, especially with this Epstein stuff that's out there right now, violence is what they're going to resort to. A lot of violence. And I'm going to bring Juan on in just a second to talk about this. But here is what I think is happening. This is what I think is happening. This is my theory. Maybe the deal was made behind the scenes for very powerful people to cooperate with the takedown of Obama through using the Epstein list as leverage behind the scenes. Maybe that's just a question. You're not only going to see Obama go down, but many others in the coming days, weeks, and months. I don't know when the first arrest is going to be. I'm not going to predict it, but I'm imagining it's going to be very soon if all this stuff is already coming out. I'm just saying I don't see how it could take longer than a few months, but that's just a guess. It's just a guess. Tulsi Gabbard is ready to drop one bombshell after another as this story develops, folks, which it is. Obama will not get out of this, but he is doubling down and tripling down. The evidence will be profound and irrefutable. My question is, what will be the price in hunting Obama? What price will this country pay for hunting Obama? Terrorist events, civil unrest, civil war? I don't think it'll go that far, but we all know about his movie, Leave the Earth or Leave the World Behind. We all know about this. Predictive programming. President Trump says Tulsi is the hottest one in the room right now. She found out Barack Hussein Obama led a group of people and they cheated in the you know what? Tulsi told me you've seen nothing yet. Now, we broke something the other day, Juan and I, about the assassination plot behind Trump, and I'm going to bring Juan on to talk about that because I've been getting a lot of heat about that, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm using logic on this one, and it makes sense to me. It makes a lot of sense to me. So, sad news yesterday, and I think maybe that's why I'm a little depressed today. Ozzy Osbourne passed away. Black Sabbath singer dies age 76 at home with Sharon and kids by his side weeks after the last show. God, man, that really hit me hard yesterday. I don't know why. I liked a lot of his music, and I felt really bad, maybe because it reminds me of what my mom's going through right now with dementia, and she's definitely in the last part of her life, and maybe that's why it hit me so hard. I don't know, but it hit me really, really hard. And Ozzy died at home in his stunning mansion at Welders, Buckinghamshire, surrounded by love. Sharon, his wife of 43 years, and mom to their children, Amy, Jack, and Kelly, were by his side. Gosh, this is sad. I don't know why I get so sad about this stuff. A statement from his family said on Tuesday night, it is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family and surrounded by love. We ask everyone to respect our family privacy at this time. Understandable. Very understandable. Let's get to some Barack Obama news. Barack Obama responds to Donald Trump's Russia treason threats. Now, this is straight from Barack Obama right here. Former President Barack Obama's office has released a statement after President Donald Trump accused the Democrat and members of his administration of committing treason by allegedly manufacturing intelligence regarding Russian interference in the 2016 election. Out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House with a response. But these claims are outrageous enough to merit one. These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction, the statement said. So a weak attempt at distraction for what? Oh, I know why. For the Epstein-Trump stuff. He's going to say both sides are going to claim distraction on this one. And I'm going to bring 107 on in just 1 second. What happens next? The U.S. Department of Justice has announced no formal investigation so far, but Johnson said he would support Obama being subpoenaed. All right. Looks like it's growing some legs. It's running. Tulsi Gabbard details bombshell claims of Obama-era cabal's treasonous conspiracy against Trump. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard detailed striking findings from declassified documents released Friday, claiming to showcase overwhelming evidence that an Obama-era cabal laid the groundwork for what would be the years-long Trump-Russia collusion probe after the 2016 election. The implications of this are frankly nothing short of historic, Gabbard said on this week's Sunday Morning Futures. Over 100 documents that we released on Friday detail and provide evidence of how this treasonous conspiracy was directed by President Obama just weeks before he was due to leave office after President Trump had already gotten elected. This is not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an issue that is so serious, it should concern every single American because it has to do with the integrity of our democratic republic, she continued. Now let's bring Juano Saban on right now. Juanito, can you hear me, Juanito?
Hey, bro, how you doing?
Good. Yeah. Hey, listen, I mean, here we are. You've said on my show many times, Russiagate breaks first. Now, I'm going to ask everyone on Facebook and on X to please now come over to YouTube so you can hear what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about, Obama, the scandal, the whole thing. Now, remember, folks, I have George Papadopoulos coming on right after this. That will be on ninoscorner.tv. But Juan, thank you for joining me, man.
Hey, and by the way, Papadopoulos, you don't need to ask him about things that he wasn't directly involved in. He may have some understanding. His own story, all by itself, he doesn't have to talk about anything else where he may have heard, done, whatever. He knows his own story. There's so much there. Just stay right on what he knows personally from his own personal experience. He was targeted early on before the election in 2016 in order to create a narrative that Trump was somehow in collusion with Russia and other groups. And so there was a plan to make it look like Trump was essentially a bad guy and to target people inside the Trump campaign. And remember, one of the things we have is we have a person who was in the room, an eyewitness to Comey directing two female FBI officers or operatives to try to infiltrate the Trump campaign as honeypots and try to buddy up with people around Trump in order to get intelligence. Okay, this effort was, and that was all the way back in 2015, not 2016. So, and then it was completely off the books. So, and one of those operatives may very well have been the one that was trying to kiss up to Papadopoulos. I suspect personally, and don't know for a fact, I think it may come out in the documents that was this supposed student aide to Halper at Cambridge. But it'd be interesting to hear what Papadopoulos has to say. I mean, he's the expert on his own situation. We don't have to speculate. We got the guy that's there, and he can tell us. One of the questions I would have for Papadopoulos is, what is he looking for that he believes is in those papers that Tulsi will release? What's he watching for, and or may know is within those papers that Tulsi would release. So we don't have to speculate.
It says here that Juanito, let me just break. Can you hear me? You're glitching.
Yeah, I can. Go ahead.
Okay, so it says here there's going to be another drop that is just going to be mind-blowing. General Flynn torches Mike Pence, says he must be questioned in criminal probe over Russia hoax setup. General Mike Flynn joined Eric Bolling on Real America's Voice and dropped bomb after bomb. It is definitely going to be an exciting week. Flynn, Trump's former national security advisor, declared that another drop of declassified evidence is coming that will be mind-blowing, and it could rip open the doors of corruption at the highest levels of government, including vice presidency of Pence. Any idea that you want to talk about on this, Juanito?
Well, okay. Let me just say this: the rumor mill is going full steam, and so in DC you have a lot of information that's out there. Some of it from very credible people, but yet it's not fully substantiated. I think we have to, take deep breaths so that we don't get ahead of the news. There's certain stuff where it's true, but it may not be. The supporting evidence isn't there yet, and so and there's going to be attempts to take us off point. So with that in mind, we're going to have to, because of you're going to be drinking from a fire hose. We're going to have to be careful to, let it slow down, pool, and verify exactly what's tied to the documents and what's not. Now, the Obama people, and in a broader sense, this cabal of people around Obama and around the 2016 election and the stuff in the 2020 election, they know what they did. So they know what's true and what isn't. And anything that looks a little bit wonky, they're going to be right there to try to discredit based on, say, overreaching statements or misstatements, and then say everything is bullshit. And so at this point, I think within the broader patriot community, which you're a key person in, we need to take a deep breath. We want to break everything. We want everybody to know it, but it'll be easy to get caught up in things that may not be fully
what I think they're going
vetted
to
or
do,
something. So I want to be just everybody deep breath, because what I want to retain, is the credibility, the viability of this audience and others, so that we don't get damaged in this, fog of war. There's a lot of stuff that is going to be credible. It's just that it's not fully substantiated yet.
Well, this Obama stuff breaks, Juanito. I mean, they're going to be going full speed with
But
the
that's my
Epstein,
point.
with the Epstein stuff.
Right. And we don't have to go to side sources. There's going to be attempts at disinformation. So it's almost one of those things, unless you actually heard it off the official website of Trump, Tulsi, Bondi, Cash, you may need to, even with other persons that are close but not inside the government operation, we'll have to just kind of take some deep breaths and at least qualify what we say. Here's what's being said. You're in Washington, the rumor mill, both the information and disinformation mill are going to be very powerful, even with things that are true. Let the other guys do the speculation. Let's stick with stuff that we absolutely know that we can vet and as having come out. Go ahead.
All right, so I did report that there was that he is behind the assassination attempt of Trump, or that's Tulsi Gabbard was coming out saying this, which to me sounds completely logical. Just saying.
Well, and by the way, that's been widely reported. A lot of people are aware of this being out there. I'm not. I don't think that that's necessarily been released yet. Now, let me just qualify it this way. Back in 2017, there was a number of people that actually discussed this very thing in that as an attempt that was going to be made on Trump that was thwarted before he even got to the inauguration and some of those meetings at the White House. So, but unless it comes directly from the president, and by the way, let me just say this, even there, remember Trump just 3 weeks ago himself retweeted somebody else's comments in Truth Social concerning the fact that, or concerning the statement that Biden had been executed in 2020. Well, so at the end of the day, Trump has tweeted some pretty bizarre stuff. So even there, there's some wild stuff going on, but he didn't say it directly. He just retweeted it. So, there's in the fog of war,
let me ask you this,
is necessary.
Let me ask you this. What's going to be the price this country is going to pay? What's the price we're going to pay for Trump hunting Obama? I mean, this could cause civil unrest, violence. The liberals are not going to take this too well, and they're going to be pointing the finger at Trump Epstein. They're going to feel justified in doing that. They're going to say Trump is a predator himself and blah, 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 blah. The pot calling the kettle black, no pun intended. But I'm just saying this could cause the country to spiral out of control. I mean, Are measures being taken?
Well, let me
in
add this.
arrest?
You know, Trump.
Hold on, let me just
Trump
finish.
is okay.
Let me
I'm
just
sorry.
finish. Yeah. So are measures being taken for the potential civil unrest that could happen, the protests, the riots? I mean, this is all happening in tandem at the same time with mass deportations.
Civil unrest is not the same as civil war. I expect civil unrest.
Okay.
And on the numbers, the momentum, the weight is clearly in the Trump side. But that doesn't mean that every last person, or even some, there's not some significant, push pull here. Everybody's got to pick a side and then own it. Even within the Patriot community, there was lots of people ready to dump Trump over the Epstein stuff.
I mean, look at Candace Owens. I mean, there's a lot of big podcasters that are out there just completely jumping ship right now.
And that started with the Netanyahu stuff in Iran, okay? And as though Trump was doing the bidding of Netanyahu and he's not his own man. I would contend that that's a fallacy, a misunderstanding of what is going on. In fact, I was into the wee hours of last night and this morning dealing with issues going into Iran and what's going on there. So I think that that's a misunderstanding of what Trump is doing in the broader Mideast and his purposes there. He's actually eliminating a lot of the excuses for action on the part of Israel into the rest of the Mideast and quenching them, moving closer and closer towards how are you going to reign in Israel. And that's, some of this stuff, it's like sausage. If you like sausage, don't watch them make it type of a thing. So, at the end of the day, we want to be on the right side of history. There's a lot of wild gyrations ahead.
You're in Washington D.C. right now, right?
I am, yeah.
Let me ask you this: the House Oversight Committee to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell for testimony. The powerful GOP-led House Oversight Committee will seek to subpoena convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell for testimony about the Jeffrey Epstein case. Are they being set up here, Juan? What is this all about?
I don't think, Ghislaine's going to do a interview over at PPN with a couple of friends there, Patriot Party News. And personally, and I was asked about this, and I said, I would want to let her say what she's going to say. I think we have a strong community, and it will get sifted and weighed. And I'm not throwing any stones at the people in this community who question things, whatever is being said, on any subject. Even, I wouldn't throw any stones at, for example, Candace Owen. I disagree with her on going after Trump over the Netanyahu thing, but I can
see her side, though. I can see why she would be skeptical on Trump. I can see it.
Right. And so part of what's going on here, the scrutiny is a necessary component at this moment in time. We're going to have to sift. I just would be careful not to, go crazy on some of it because all the facts aren't on the table yet. This is a fog of war moment. If the House wants to bring Maxwell in to, get testimony, let's do it. I want to hear what she has to say. And then we may not agree with what she says, or she may be protecting herself or trying to, okay, let's hear what she has to say, and then the community can make its own determinations. I don't think we'll get full satisfaction no matter what in what she says. She's not going to come out and say I was a horrible everything. She's going to try and couch it in ways that make it, somehow palatable to her side. But I still want to hear what she has to say, and I think that's the duty of the House. By the way, so Johnson, he didn't want certain things to be finished where they could shut down Tulsi Gabbard from releasing stuff. There was people that wanted to do a vote, so he shut down Congress early. It's closing out today.
Wow.
And
So why? Because he
normally
doesn't
they were
want
going
them
to go a couple more days. They were supposed to go through the 24th. They're cutting it out, shutting it down.
So they were going to
today, so they could-
introduce legislation to what was it again? Wanting to like to stop all of this.
to block Tulsi Gabbard from releasing
Wow.
information. In fact, I was
What?
at the House yesterday. I got to tell you this, I was at the House yesterday, the members only dining room. They're closing it down today. And so yesterday was the last full day. I was the last, my party was the last group to leave there. And there was other people, Ocasio-Cortez was there with some of her people. As we were going through the House yesterday, we saw people coming in for a vote. Maxine Waters, Al Green was actually dining right beside us. All the usual suspects. It was interesting to be there, and there is a certain, aura around being at the seat of power like that. We're in historic times. Everybody feels it. This is going wild places, and politics fully in play. Now, with it going into recess, you've got all summer, since they can't shut down Tulsi. They were going to try to, and Johnson intercepted that move.
Wow. So in other words, all summer this information is just going to keep pouring, flooding out.
That's right.
There's going to be no stopping it. They can't do anything.
And the fire hose is fully on. And by the way, what's the fire hose supposed to do? Well,
hold on, my timer just went off, so that means Keto with Nino, folks. Hi, family. I want to speak to the viewers out there. Who told me, Nino, I've tried everything, but this weight just won't come off like it used to. Listen, you're not alone. As we get older, our metabolism slows down, hormones shift, and it gets frustrating. But I found something that really helps, and I did. It's called Keto with Nino, baby. Keto Elevate by BioTrust. It's a clean, natural C8 MCT all powder that helps you burn fat for fuel, even if you're not a strict keto diet. Just add it to your morning coffee like I do right here, folks. I actually do, or tea. And it helps jumpstart your metabolism, control cravings, and gives you steady, clean energy all day long, baby. Oh, yeah. It helps so many of my viewers reach their weight loss goals and feel like themselves again. How many want to get skinny and feel like yourself again without starving or stressing? And remember, taking care of your health is a way of honoring the body that God gave you. Isn't that the truth? So go to ketowithnino.com right now. That's ketowithnino.com right now. And at least try to get skinny again. All right, folks? Are you on your keto, Juanito?
No. Unfortunately, I'm not.
That's all right.
But
hey,
I'll
get
back on it. I'll get back on it when I get time. It's hard when you travel. It really is.
Do you have time to listen? Take some super chat questions real quick.
I don't. Audience? I've got people that flew in just to meet with me that are standing by. So right. I took just a moment with you.
You got it.
And,
so Juan, let me ask you this. We'll talk about the arrest coming with Obama on Nino's Corner.tv. We'll get into the details and minutia on that.
Yeah, and it's just I'm I've got 4 or 5 people that want to meet yet today that are all crucial in some of these.
You go do what you got to do, Juanito.
Things
that's
that are
fine.
happening. It's
All right, Juanito. Thank you for joining me.
So
I'll call you later today.
All right, super, Nino. Talk to you later.
All right, Juanito. Thank you.
God
bless.
All right, bye.
All right, folks, that was Juan O'Savin giving us a little update. I'll have him on Nino's Corner.tv. I'll also have George Papadopoulos on today. So it's going to be a big day today on Nino's Corner.tv. I'm going to get Juan to tell my audience what he told me about when this arrest could be and when they're looking at it. What's the target date? I'm telling you, folks, Roy Black, famed defense attorney for Rush Limbaugh and Jeffrey Epstein, dies after an illustrious career. Roy Black, a prominent Miami defense lawyer whose clients included Jeffrey Epstein and William Kennedy Smith, has died at the age of 80. His law partner said on Tuesday, sad prayers for his family. Whew. Jim Ferguson on X posted this. Bombshell. Microsoft gave CCP access to U.S. military secrets. Navy whistleblower Tom Schiller has dropped a national security nuke Chinese engineers were granted access to classified U.S. military systems through Microsoft Azure for over a decade. Loomer and Charles confronted Bill Gates on camera, demanding answers. Microsoft didn't deny it. They just quietly changed the policy. Interesting. Very interesting. Folks, I got to tell you, man, I love having Juan on, and he gives a lot of information. He says a lot more on NinosCorner.tv, but I'm just going to give a little hint from what I know. And I'm hearing the first big arrest could happen this year. So I don't know if you, no, Nino, it has to happen tomorrow. Let me tell you why. I'm just going to explain why. Expected civil unrest will occur. So, with that being said, you got to put your chess pieces in order to quell that civil unrest in certain cities, buffer it, neutralize it. Do I make sense here? Because when it happens, it's going to rock and sock the nation. Your friends, your liberal friends that don't want you over at their house for dinner, that can't stand you, that don't want anything to do with you. Well, they're going to be pretty upset. That's all I can say. And this country, the healing this country is going to take, I mean, the hangover. First of all, the drunken stupor that's going to hit this country, the violence, everything that'll hit will be pretty severe. And then will come a sobering hangover, and then will come healing, the healing process. But during that healing process, there's still going to be a lot of people that are not going to be able to rebound from this. And there's going to be a lot of self-deleting, a lot of deleting of other people. And it's going to be, the country's going to change. I think a shift in human consciousness is going to happen to where it's going to be a world we don't ever recognize. And what I'm worried about is whenever all these arrests happen, because they will, what's going to take over? Is it going to be AI? Is that what's going to happen? I really think it's just going to be like 9/11. We're all going to remember where we were when this first big arrest happens. And the country should probably, I'm going to make a statement here. I'm going to predict this. I think it's going to spiral out of control for just a while, until we rein it back in. And believe me when I say double narratives are taking hold here. Ex-casino boss claims Trump and best friend Jeffrey Epstein were once caught bringing underage girls to casino floor. In a new interview with CNN, a Trump Plaza executive described Jeffrey Epstein as Donald Trump's best friend and alleged that they were once caught bringing women under 21 into a casino. The White House is disputing the ex-employee's claims, calling him a liar and a fraud. Trump has been working to distance himself from his past with Epstein and growing calls from the MAGA base to release more evidence from the late billionaire's 2019 child trafficking case. Unearthed video of Trump judging teen models goes viral amid Epstein secrets bombshell. Unearthed video of now President Donald Trump showing him judging a modeling competition, with contestants in their teens has racked over 12 million views amid the furor of the so-called Epstein files. 12 million views. After 2 weeks of Trump's attempt to squash the conspiracy theories about deceased sex criminal Jeffrey Epstein, Trump resorted to lashing out at his supporters with a series of public statements. I want to know from my audience, how many of you know there's a bigger plan here, and you may throw Trump in the dumpster, but he's going to come out smelling like roses. Watch and see. Watch and see. Mark Epstein wants Steve Bannon's 15 hours of unseen footage of his brother. In 2021, the New York Post ran an online trailer for an upcoming documentary about Jeffrey Epstein that was produced by former Donald Trump advisor Steve Bannon. In the video, Bannon is on camera questioning Epstein about all of the depravity you've done against young women, among other things. But that documentary never came out. Now Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark, is asking for Bannon to show him the unseen footage. I had no idea that they're trying to link Bannon to Epstein. I'm going to try to get a hold of Bannon. I might see him in Vegas when I'm out there. So see if I can get him on a show. You cannot ignore Nino for too long. Definitely not Sancho. Sancho will lay down the law. All right. White House removes the Wall Street Journal from Scotland press pool over Epstein bombshell. The White House is removing the Wall Street Journal from the pool of reporters covering the president's weekend trip to Scotland. White House press secretary Carolyn Leavitt told Politico. So a lot of people think that Trump's going to make some big announcement before he leaves to Scotland. But I don't know. I know there's a lot of conspiracies floating around out there. A lot of them floating around. Trump scores $36 million in big win settlement with CBS. 60 Minutes over edited Kamala Harris interview, and I got a feeling a lot more lawsuits are coming. A lot more. We have just achieved a big and important win in our historic lawsuit against 60 Minutes, CBS, and Paramount. Trump wrote on Truth Social, just like ABC and George Stephanopoulos, CBS and its corporate owners knew that they defrauded the American people and were desperate to settle. Trump said that Paramount, CBS, 60 Minutes paid $60 million in the settlement and anticipated an additional $20 million from the new owners of CBS and advertising, PSAs, or similar programming. That's good to know. Good to know. Another big step down, folks. If you're paying attention to what's happening behind the scenes, you see, Stephen Colbert step down. Now we're seeing NPR's top editor is stepping down. Now, I don't know if this is all linked. I don't know. I find it to be I don't think it's coincidental. That's all I'm going to say. I don't believe it's coincidental. And Edith Chapin, who is also acting chief content officer, has been editor-in-chief of the Public Radio Network since 2023. Edith Chapin, a top editor and acting chief content officer in NPR, will leave the organization later this year, according to two people with knowledge of her decision. Ms. Chapin's decision comes as a delicate time for NPR. I'll say, is there any connection here? I don't know. I said in one of my posts, you're going to see a lot more people stepping down. A lot of CEOs stepping down. It's all coming. Let's get to some border news. I've been watching a lot of border videos, a lot of ICE raids, where the people are like, he's taking down American citizens. I'm so upset. My abuelo got taken away. Look, it's really easy. It's about being legal or illegal. That's how easy this is. And you can self-deport and try to come back in the right way. Why are you waiting to not do this? So my family got torn apart. I'm so upset. Yeah, you're going to be, that's going to happen if you don't self-deport. That's all I'm saying. That's your only choice right now. A lot of you are trying to wait this out and wait until a better day or Trump he's not leaving. The Democrat, listen, he's not leaving. Okay? The Democrat Party is done. It's over. You're going to see this unfold, as I'm telling you right now, especially after this Obama scandal and the arrest. The Democrat Party is not on life support. It's dead. It's over. Mark my words. It's over. You're going to see a lot of things develop and happen in the next coming months and years. They have no chance in 2028. Not even you, Gavin Newsom. You're fucked. Migrants at ICE jail in Miami made to kneel and eat like dogs, report alleges. Migrants at the Miami immigration jail were shackled with their hands behind their backs and made to kneel to eat food like dogs. According to a report published on Monday into conditions at 3 overcrowded South Florida facilities. Overcrowded. Well, like they say, you could self-deport and you won't have to go to these facilities. Hey, yeah. I don't know. Call me crazy. The incidents of the downtown federal detention center is one of the succession of alleged abuses at jails operated by Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. ICE in the state since January, chronicled by advocacy groups Human Rights Watch, Americans for Immigrant Justice, and Sanctuary of the South from interviews with detainees. So they're saying they're being treated like animals, like dogs. U.S. imposes new flight restrictions on Mexico, affecting Delta and Aeromexico partnership. Now, this is important, folks. If you got kids, I told you there's a travel advisory warning. Go to Mexico at your own risk. On Saturday, the Trump administration imposed new restrictions on flights from Mexico, threatening to end a partnership between Delta Airlines and Aeromexico. The new restriction comes in response to limits the Mexican government placed on passenger and cargo flights into Mexico City several years ago. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said Mexico's actions force airlines to move out of the main Benito Juarez Airport. Oh, wow, that's right here. Main Benito Juarez International Airport to the new Felipe Angeles International Airport. Benito Juarez Airport is right here. I used to fly out of there to go to Cancun or to Mazatlan. I won't be going there anymore. Trump awards $1.26 billion contract to build biggest immigrant detention center in U.S. history. The tent camp with 5,000 beds would be the largest such facility in the country, fueling fears of advocates who say they often don't meet basic needs. The federal government has awarded a contract to build and operate a tent camp at where? Here in El Paso. Fort Bliss. Damn, everything's here in El Paso, isn't it? An army base in Texas to serve as an immigrant detention center with 5,000 beds. I don't know. That still doesn't seem like very much to me. The contract for Fort Bliss is worth more than $1.2 billion and was awarded to Virginia-based acquisition logistics company, according to two people familiar with the matter. 5,000 beds. Immigrant advocates such as Emma Winger, deputy legal director at the American Immigration Council, are concerned that tent detention facilities are unlikely to meet federal standards, citing issues such as protection from the elements and adequate medical facilities. I'll tell you one thing, folks. I don't know if you all know this, but when I was arrested, I went to Tent City in Scottsdale or in Maricopa County, and I had to wear a nice little pink jumpsuit with some shackles on my feet, and those elements sucked. I was outside, hot as hell in the summer, and I'd rather have been inside in a regular prison, but I was outside in a tent, and Sancho was put in a tent, but I still ran the yard. I still made the monies. And they have a good little racket going there. They have a good racket with they give you sloppy food that's rotted and mold on the oranges, and the bologna is stale. So it forces you to buy food from where? The vending machines. Then you go to the vending machines, and it sucks. They have little cans of tuna that are like ridiculously expensive. So you buy the tuna, and then you get the Doritos, and you crunch up the Doritos in the tuna, and you eat it. That was Sancho Special. I called it the Sancho Special. All right. World War III news. Plan on it. Martin Armstrong sees 100% chance of a nuclear war. 6 weeks ago, legendary financial and geopolitical psychoanalyst Martin Armstrong was signaling a big turn toward war. Now Armstrong says the chances of war with the nuclear exchange is at 100%. Plan on it. This is coming. Now, you got to think. Now, okay, I'm going to say this. Little secret. I talked to Juan yesterday, and he's in Washington, D.C. because of one of these imminent threats. Now, that's all I'm going to say. That could kick off around the time Obama gets arrested. Just saying. Now, you take that and do whatever you want with it. File it back, whatever you got to do. But these threats are real, and they will come at a certain time. So, that being said, some good news. President Trump announced his trade deal with Japan. Japan deal. President Trump said that he had reached a massive trade deal with Japan. Helping to allay fears of heightened trade tensions between the United States and one of the closest Asian allies. Mr. Trump announced that Japan had agreed to open its country to imports of American cars, trucks, rice, and agricultural products. Royal House Speaker Johnson said he would shut the House. Oh, and here's another thing. Oh, here's another little tidbit of news that I didn't report on. House Speaker, which Juan just said, Mike Johnson said he would shut the House down early for the summer of Wednesday to forestall Democrats' calls for votes for greater transparency into the investigation of Jeffrey Epstein, the sex offender who died in federal custody. So everything's being blocked, huh? This is crazy. Everything's being blocked. I mean, this is going to be a fun summer, folks. Revenge. Let's talk about Stephen Colbert for a second. Stephen Colbert skewers CBS Paramount over decision to cancel Late Show. Late night host Stephen Colbert tore into his own network and his parent company, Paramount Global, over a decision to end The Late Show, a move CBS said last week. I don't know, makes you wonder. Maybe the Epstein list is being used for leverage behind the scenes, huh? You got the NPR person stepping down, CEO. You got Stephen Colbert stepping down. You got Jimmy Kimmel, Trump saying that he's next. I don't know. Sounds like maybe something's happening behind the scenes. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say on this one. Military says it will continuously monitor bathrooms to comply with anti-trans order. Pete Hegseth's Department of Defense sent the White House an 11-page memo about the steps it has taken to comply with Donald Trump's anti-trans executive order, according to a copy of the memo obtained by 404 Media using the Freedom of Information Act. Among dozens of other actions, the Pentagon said that it not only changed the signs on bathroom doors to reflect biological sex, but that it will continue to monitor intimate spaces to ensure ongoing compliance. I've seen this in Vegas, actually. A few people come in and out of the restrooms that were definitely not of that sexual, whatever, gender. So I'm just going to say I've seen it happen in Vegas. In fact, I actually, by accident, walked into a women's restroom. And while I was on the toilet, I noticed all these high heels walking in. I'm like, wow, this is odd. Why are they here? And then I just remembered in my mind when I was on the toilet in this bathroom, thinking to myself, well, I didn't see any urinals when I walked in. Did I just happen to walk into a woman's restroom? And yep, I did. I did. And I'm sitting there the whole time listening to these women talk in front of the mirror. And I'm like, well, ladies, it looks like I picked the wrong restroom. And they all started laughing. And yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. And yeah, when I walked out into it was called Houston's Grill. That's what it was in I think it was in Phoenix. It was Houston's Grill, and all the women in the restroom were laughing. I walked out into the restaurant. They're all pointing at me. It was pretty embarrassing. Bruce Willis, health battle worsens as he can no longer speak, read, or walk. Hollywood icon Bruce Willis is reportedly no longer able to speak, read, or walk as his front temporal dementia continues to progress. I'm dealing with the same thing with my mom. This is horrible, folks. This is why it's hard for me to even get up for a show sometimes. It's really hard. It's been the hardest time of my life, by far. So when I read things like this, it's tough. Bruce Willis, the iconic actor, is no longer able to speak, read, or walk as his dementia continues to progress. The devastating update comes 3 years after the Die Hard star first stepped away from acting following a diagnosis in 2022. That's really sad. I mean, gosh, you got Ozzy Osbourne dying. Now this, I don't know about you folks. I don't know why. And ever since I've been sober, like things affect me a lot more now. Like I feel more. I have more up and down feelings. Like I'm not masking my pain anymore with like alcohol and drugs and women and this and that. It's like I had to sit within my feelings now. And that takes a lot. That takes a lot to do. It's very, very hard. Let's get to what the fuck news. And actually, let's do the super chat questions first. We got some super chats, Alex?
We do have a couple. There was some for Juan, so maybe they won't be quite as relevant. I'll put them up.
Do you get lonely sitting there in the back listening to my show sometimes?
I'm just back here cracking up the whole half the time.
I wonder if you get lonely sitting back there. I'm like, God, I wonder if this guy's just like listening to music and shit. I don't know. All right, Lee A. Brian Juan, did McAfee have any ties to the Rock of the Gibraltar data center? David, look up August 2nd solar eclipse and its path. Interesting. Longest eclipse totaling 382 seconds, which added equals 13. Path looks biblical. Okay, so I'll ask Juan that. Remember, Juan's the general in the general's tent later this month as well. So August 30th is Juan's general's tent. So get to the general's tent. And right now, Nino's Corner.tv is half off of monthly and yearlies, except general's tent and ringside with Nino. I won. Thank you, David. Is that like euros?
Yeah, that's euros. So somebody in Europe. Thanks, Iwan.
Yeah, thank you,
Ivan, maybe.
Iwan. Susan Diane Nino, I feel God is showing you just how strong you are, forged in fire and hardened by faith. You've got this, David, and we have got you. Thank you so much. You know, you really are an extended family. Alex, you're like part of the family now. We're all kind of together on this. It really is, man, right? I mean, do you feel like
yeah, dude. And like, I mean, I really am the black sheep of my family. I didn't really realize it, but like my whole family, they vote Democrat. My aunt and uncle are from, they live in Portland. Like it's very much that side of things. And so I'm like,
you're an outcast now.
Now I'm like, I live. Yeah, exactly.
So you are the black sheep.
I am the black sheep. I was like, it was kind of a light bulb moment that I was like, I guess I am.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, dude. But it's really crazy. They think the way we think about them, they think about us.
Yeah, I know.
They think we're completely wackadoodle fucking do.
Yeah, and the thing is, we should be able to, like, we can disagree and still get along in this country. Like, that's what America's supposed to be about, but it's just been so, like, the idea of that is kind of disintegrated, and
it's gone, man. It's completely gone. I just, and I think that's why I'm saying when this arrest happens, dude, people are going to go ape shit. People are going to, just for a second, I want everyone to just imagine how this is going to spiral out of control. There's going to have to be military, man. This is going to and then think of the events, distractions. Dude, we are in it now. There's no turning back. There's no turning back from this. Michelle Christian, super sticker. Thank you so much, Michelle. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Elizabeth Juarez. Did I say that right? Do you want me to say Juarez, Elizabeth Juarez, or Juarez? I've been awake now since the summer of 2019 when I first found out about the WEF that sent me down the rabbit holes. I used to be upset, but now I'm just waiting. God wins. I agree. The thing I'm worried about the most, man, and I don't know about you, Alex, is AI, dude. Like, I mean, none of this matters if AI controls everything. None of this matters.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like make a choice to prioritize human created things, humanity, like where we don't, like, you won't have to hire a human being. You could just get AI to do it, but we're gonna just have to make the choice to hire people anyway. And like,
yeah, it's just going to be a choice
at the forefront. Like it's a choice that we all have to make and agree with and like get aligned with. And I don't know, man. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy.
Wait till I read this what the fuck news. It's gonna blow your mind. You're gonna be like, get out of here. This what the fuck news is sick of online dating. Guess what kids are doing now? Guess what teenagers and youth are doing now, or people in their 20s. Wait till I read this shit. It's gonna blow your mind. Is there any more super chats?
Yeah, a couple more.
Samaj S. Dr. Stephen Greer claims he has seen med beds, and get this, right there in El Paso. Oh, really? At a research facility. Might want to look into that, Nino. Okay, no shit. I got to go find this. You know what? I had Jonathan Otto on again with the red light. I'm going to be premiering that tomorrow. I think this guy has a good idea for a med bed hack. I'm serious. It's the red light therapy and this pulse frequencies, this mat, this EMPF mat that you lay on, and it's pulse frequencies, and you lay on that with the red light. I think that's the closest thing you're going to get to a med bed right now until those things come out.
Yeah, and there's some people creating technologies like Chris O'Connor. We should try to have him on the show. Tony Rodriguez is working on like stuff that people that have been in some of these secret space programs and advanced government programs that remember some of the technology that they worked with and are trying to build it now here and are actually making good progress. So hopefully.
Yeah, folks, go to myredlight.com, myredlight, and use code Nino. Trust me, these things are awesome. They're good for me, seasonal depression and stuff like that. If any of you have that or like anxiety, mainly just seasonal depression, and you are getting like rays that you should get from the sun, like right on your body, it's amazing. I can feel it all day long. Linda Simmons, love and appreciate all you do, Nino. Alex Mods and guests, stay true. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Linda.
Lucia Robertson, super sticker. Thank you, Lucia. Sean Palinix. How do you say that, Alex?
Palink X.
Palink X. Another one to shout how fantastic these mods are. Yes. Give a thumbs up to all my mods.
Big thumbs up for the mod squad.
Commander Shepard. We've heard all this before, many times before. Believe nothing unless it happens. Trust but verify. I don't know. I think this is coming. I think they're in it too deep now to pull back, dude. Like they are in it. They're into their eyeballs with this Obama shit, and both sides are going in with Epstein on Trump and Obama. It's go time. Like everything right now, folks, is at the head, the climax. So here we go. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, I just think like everything takes longer than you think it's going to take. Like it takes longer to be successful, to build a business, to build your life, to create, to reach your goals and create the things that you want. It's, the consistency and just the sticking with it, having a certain level of trust and not jumping ship. I had I had this, it feels like this a little bit right now. Those of us that know what's going on and aren't like
like we're watching. Exactly. Everyone else is lighting themselves on fire while we're doing that with Michael. Yeah, no kidding. And someone just asked in the chat, like, what about Plano, Texas? We need to be talking about that, the takeover that's happening in Plano. Well, Lieutenant Douglas Deaton is on ninoscorner.tv right now. My second in-person podcast, folks. It's half off at ninoscorner.tv right now. Monthly and yearlies right now, half off. It's only gonna be a limited time. I'll stop it at any moment. All right, what was that super chat? Cappy mentioned Bannon ties to Epstein years ago. Interesting. I'll ask Bannon myself. Preston Jones, how about interviewing Jesse Waters? I've been on his show. I don't know. He might be too busy for mine. Hey, I don't know. Strange Days, prayer to your parents. Thank you so much. Keep that up, carnal. Yeah, I'm trying. Jessica Florentino, you think they will try to take down the grid before truth comes out? I would imagine if there's any time to do it, if there's any time to do that, it would be now, man. I would imagine. God bless you, Alex, and your family. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jessica.
Samaj asked Nino, can I give Alex my number so you can give me a call sometime? What? I still would really like to do some writing projects for you. I don't know if I need. I'm so busy. I don't even know. I don't have any projects.
Yeah, Samaj, call in next time we do the call-in show. We want to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely. I'll listen to what you have to say. I just don't. My time is so thin because of my parents going back and forth up there all day long.
I think that's it for now.
All right, well, get this, bro. Listen to this shit. Stay with me on this. In what the fuck news, get this. Now, listen to this is what we're talking about. Sick of online dating? New York singles are looking for love via PowerPoint presentations. You got some hot pitches at the buzzy new dating event, Pitch and Pair. They might try to sell your audience on their single friends with 3 to 5 minute PowerPoint presentations. That's all people have time for now. I have a lot of shy friends who are single who are really great catches, and they kind of don't flourish in the typical dating apps or speed dating because they're introverted. Whatever happened to going to like just a store and meeting somebody, or a club or a bar or anywhere, a gas station, just talking to somebody? No, you need a PowerPoint presentation now. So speed dating because they're introverted, said the event's founder, John Tabloom, a 33-year-old who lives in Chelsea and works in tech marketing. I also saw that there was a trend of people wanting to meet in person, especially after what happened in 2020. At the event last week in Slate in Flanton District, 16 locals gave presentations to a few hundred in the audience. There were bullet points, short videos, and tickers. He can explain things without making you fall asleep. Kendar Vedaksashmi cousin told the audience of a 33-year-old, 5'8" intellectual property lawyer who lives in New York City. He has a sharp mind, a sharp shoot, and zero ego. The cousin also praised him as a soccer enthusiast and tasting menu aficionado. He will take you to the Broadway show, including Hamilton or Book of Mormon. He said, she said, he also city bikes everywhere, like his personal tour de France. If you need a PowerPoint now to try to like get a date, this is pathetic. Whatever happened to like human connection, chemistry, whatever happened to that one thing called chemistry? Look what the hell's going on here, man. Where is society going? And it's only going to get worse, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. It's been a multi-pronged attack with the social media and technology being, you know, people are more on their phones and talking to each other less. Then feminism has increasingly been rising, and, you know, modern women are super empowered. And so they all want to get careers and make a lot of money. And then they're not attracted to a guy that makes less money than them. So
right,
they only want guys that are in the top 10, 5%. But those guys don't want those guys.
They don't want an ego. They don't want an ego challenge. Guys don't want that. Guys want women that are like, most guys, alpha guys want a good, nurturing mother, woman, wife, someone that's going to nurture them, submissive to a degree. They don't want this. They don't care how much money a woman. No guy I have ever met cares how much money a woman makes. Not one. Yeah, I don't know of any. In fact, if anything, it detours them. Yeah,
or a degree, like a master's degree. It's like, okay, so she thinks she's smarter than you, but
yeah, so she's not going to be she's not going to be a mother. She's not going to want to be a wife.
Right? Yeah,
I mean, look at that shit, man. Guys look at track records. We look at all that shit. Every guy I know is like that.
Yeah,
that's an alpha.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, women are wired biologically to seek a mate that is like, you know, better than them in some ways, stronger, more powerful. So it makes sense, but the standards have kind of gotten really out of control, and like the dating
everything's off balance, man. And with the AI coming now to where people are going to be able to date robots.
Yep.
People are dating Chat GPT, dude. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
I mean, this loneliness is an epidemic now that's like never before seen. Like, and we're supposed to be more connected now than ever. No, we're not. No, we're not. People don't go to barbecues anymore. People aren't going to social events anymore. If you need a fucking PowerPoint presentation to get a date, you're pathetic. It's pathetic. We're beyond the point of no return.
It's so, and they're all just like listing these things like, these are my hobbies. Like, none of that matters. Like, you don't have to, like, you have to complement each other. You don't have to get along. Like, you don't have to do the same things. There's all this 50-50 partnership. Everybody uses the term partner nowadays. Like, I can't stand that, how overused that gets. Like, oh, this is my partner. Like, I mean, I grew up in the 90s.
They're getting ready to roll out. They're getting ready to roll out the AI girlfriend, man. Well, they're getting ready to. They're already like, you know, life, like realistic looking women that have like everything you want, the proportions of a woman, the dimensions, real skin that feels real. You could probably, I read an article, you could get them pregnant. They'll carry your baby full term. That's coming.
The incubator.
This is all coming, man.
Yeah, Futurama made an episode about this. You remember that show? You ever watch that show?
Oh, is that a cartoon?
Yeah, it was like it was a cartoon back. Yeah, they used to. Anyway,
George Jetson had a robot made.
Yeah,
I mean, this is all coming, dude. I don't know if people are excited about this or not. What are you?
You know, you can take both sides. Like Mark Beckham was talking about when we had him on the show. He's really, you know, excited about the future and the opportunities that AI can bring. It's kind of both, you know, there's both. There's opportunity and there's risk. Like there's danger and there's adventure. And that is the cosmic, you know, the choice that God's given all of us. And, you know,
I hear, you know, clubs and bars are doing more like now, like, you know, for a while there, people are just showing up with their phones. It's still like that, but clubs and bars are shutting down. They're saying there's a sharp decline in drinking. But also people aren't interacting like they used to, bro. People don't, the younger generations now are not interested in that stuff like they were. Like to the magnitude it was for me. All it was when I was up to 2015, dude, I was still going hard until 2015. It was clubs, pool parties, and now Vegas is dying. Like people are doing videos on Vegas. Like less and less people are going to Vegas. Like, dude, this is unheard of. Just in El Paso, Ciudad Juarez, nobody goes to Juarez anymore on parties. Those days are over.
Yeah, no, and I mean, kids don't have money these days. Like Gen Z doesn't have.
We didn't have money in my day either, bro. We had nothing.
Right.
We went over there and figured out a way to make money. And dude, I was taking cigarettes from Juarez and selling them at school and getting knockoff purses in Juarez and selling them to my teachers. I found a way. I always found a way. But kids, there's nothing anymore. Like nobody wants to do shit anymore. They're all on their phones. Yep. Everyone's on their fucking. It's scary.
Yeah, no, the opportunity is out there for people that want to go take it and fucking,
No, you know what this is? This is the zombie apocalypse. That's what this is. This is the zombie apocalypse. We are living in it right now. This is it. This is fucking it. Humanity, if you were to transport someone from the 80s or 90s to today, they would not know how to interact or get along with anybody. They would just be they'd be shell-shocked and they'd want to go back to the 90s. Guarantee you. When people were laughing, having a good time, social connections. I mean, dude, that's no more.
Yeah, no, it's weird, man. I hope it comes back. It comes back. Things kind of go through these cycles of expansion and contraction, and maybe it'll, the Gen Alpha will be back to, riding their bikes and being outside
it's going to take something drastic. It's going to take something drastic. Maybe an unplugging is necessary. Maybe that needs to happen. Maybe something needs to shut down everything to where we actually have to go outside and meet people.
I hope so.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. What's today? Wednesday, Alex?
Yeah, Wednesday today. So we'll be back on Friday.
We'll be back Friday. We might do something tomorrow. We don't know.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining, folks. And I'll see you Friday for sure, 9:30 a.m. And get to ninoscorner.tv, half off right now. And 107 is in the General's tent. Colonel Towner Watkins, two General's tent this month, and a ringside with Nino this month, where the whole Black Sheep family gets together and we war game everything. So, folks, see you later. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and Black Sheep of broadcasting, folks.